Hello and welcome to my live stream. And on today's live stream, a bit of a catch up around what's going on in the world of Raspberry Pi Pico, which is mainly around upgrades and lots of new version stuff to talk about. Plus a chat about my own projects and other things that I'm working on, together with some behind the scenes conversations about the channel and my plans for the channel, and also where I'm going to be in person over the next few weeks and months indeed, as I've got a few things to share of where I think I'm going to be and where we could actually meet up and say hi, which would be really cool. So hello, I'm Jon Durrant, your concierge to the world of the Raspberry Pi Pico, Pico 2, IoT, robotics and other fun tech. Welcome to my channel and to my live stream. A slightly more relaxed, slightly more relaxed for you and content wise, slightly more terrifying always from me going live, but it's a bit more of an interactive conversation opportunity that I do once a month for my subscribers and for the channel, and hopefully we can share a bit more between us of what's going on and have fun for 20 minutes or so. So please do use the chat function to say hello, ask your questions. I'd love to know where you are. I'd love to know what your projects are and what you're working on. Please do use that chat. It makes me feel that I'm not talking to myself, which is always good. If it's your first time watching, then thank you very much for coming and watching us and staying. Do check out my other videos as well. There's lots of stuff available on my channel around the Pico and Raspberry Pi and other stuff that I think is cool. If you've come back, then thank you very much for coming back. I appreciate it, and it's always great to have my regular subscribers come back and join in and ask questions and chat and give me their insight as well, because I don't know everything around this world, so it's always good to see other things too. So how are we all doing? How is the projects going? Because projects are always a gift. I'm got several always on the go in order that I can get content to the channel, as well as the stuff that I want to do. So it's always fun getting stuff out and getting stuff done, and certainly doing a few commercial projects for other people as well. So it's always fun. So I hope your projects are all going well and things are working out for you. I'm continuing to trial Microsoft's Cameo feature for doing the video onto the channel. We'll see how that works, and if that works, I was going to try out a new streaming software this time, but time has defeated me. So we are still back on OCS for streaming, which is making my Mac hiss a little bit today. So apologies if there is a bit more hissing in the background than usual. Obviously my Mac seems to think it's a little on the warm side. So once again, if you'd like, I will be hanging out for a little bit over on the Discord server for the Dev Eco. They're my favorite Discord server in lots of ways, and where I have my own channel. So pop over there to my channel. The link is in the description of this live stream, and I will be there to have a chat with you and chew over what we've talked about, anything else that's interesting going on, or discuss the weather. It's shit in the UK, but then it generally is. So normal stuff, all good. I've been plugging these guys for a little while, so I will continue. It might be the last time I plug them in this form on this one, but if you are on the Discord servers, you're looking for other Discord servers that have good content on and knowledgeable, friendly community to chat to, then I recommend the simple Robotics IO guys and and girls and that Discord server. Go check them out too, and the URL is in the description again. So agenda for today, I thought we'd once again catch up on news, catch up on projects, catch up on what I'm doing on the channel and where I'm going to be, and I'll have some time for Q&A. Mainly because I forgot that this session was happening today, I've not got any canned Q&A to answer. So unless you ask a question, Q&A isn't happening. Just so you know. So you've got the opportunity, if you would like to launch off on a point, which I may not be able to answer, but we can all debate, please do so. And hit that live chat service on the side. I am watching it and I can see what's going on, so all good. So, oh, I've nearly forgot. You probably noticed that some of my videos are sponsored, and that's how I manage to fund all this work that I do on this channel and keep things going. If you would like to sponsor my live stream and have your name appear and me to tell the audience about your company or you for a minute and it's the beginning of my live stream, I'd love to do that. And just reach out and tell me. My email is on the description. Just get in touch and we can make that happen. So let's move into the section on the news. And my voice is a bit scratchy today, so excuse me, I just wet it a little. It is only water, but then it is only 2 o'clock in the afternoon here. So news, what's going on? Well, I think the big story that's come out in the last couple of weeks is that the RP2040 is now on general availability. That may come as a big surprise to you guys, because we've all possibly been assuming that it was on general availability anyway, because it's been out for, what, 8-9 months now? So quite a while it's been out, and suddenly it's on general availability. What does this mean? Well, up until now, the RP2040 chips have largely been available to specialist partners for Raspberry Pi. They are now generally available, so anyone who wants them can get them and get in touch, and which is really, really cool. And that means that, you know, it's easier for us to build our own projects and our own boards based on the RP2040, which is really cool and is something I might actually have a go at doing. Okay, and something I might actually have a go at doing at some point, and something I haven't done recently, and might be an interesting thing to do. So I talked last time about JPL, who are now able to actually manufacture RP2040 boards for people who actually want them. And Kevin, if you say ask the same ridiculous question a 7th time, I'm going to kick you out. If you know, it's building an RP2040 board might actually be something that's actually quite fun to do, and something that I want to do in the future and look at. So who knows? Let's keep that in mind. The other interesting thing that I think is quite fun and quite nice is the Pico SDK version 2.1.1. Has now been released, and version 2.1.1 is largely a update of a few of the minor support functions. It's got some new capability. It's got some bug fixes in it as well, which is good because there were a little annoying bugs in 2.1.0. So Pico SDK 2.1.1 has support for a whole load more Pico boards, or RP2040 and RP2350 boards. A lot of them, when you look out, you know, about 90% of them on the list are actually Waveshare. So Waveshare seems to have produced a huge number of boards heading to the market. So look out for those products. That could be quite interesting and worth looking at, which I thought was quite intriguing on the release notes. The 200 megahertz capability for the RP2040 that we talked about on the last live stream, that is also now live and supported in the version 2.11 SDK. There is an upgrade of the BT stack to version 1.6.2, fairly minor upgrade. There's also a fairly minor upgrade of the CYW43 driver, so actually, which I think is actually required for that BT stack upgrade. So Wi-Fi and Bluetooth upgrades slightly. And I guess more significantly is support for the GCC version 14 compiler, which again, good thing to have. So that plus bug fixes. So good to have a new release out. I haven't checked if the bugs that I reported are all fixed in that release, but let's fingers crossed they are. Particularly the stuff that's breaking some of my Wi-Fi projects without putting in fixes on that. So well, we hope so. The other new release coming out is FreeRTOS kernel version 11.2.0. And that's got quite a lot of stuff in it. Really not a great deal apart from continued support for the RP2040 and now official support, officialist support for the RP2350 via this community support submodule, which so they've split out community support chip support. They've placed it in its own repo, and that is now sort of tied into that release version, which is good to have that in the release version. So I'm pleased to have that. So that's all good stuff. Cool. So those were the main stories that I came up with. If there is anything else that you heard of or you thought was interesting, please do let me know. And if I've missed it, I don't manage to catch everything. I do, read quite a lot around what's going on in this space, obviously, because it's our space. But I might have missed something. If something interesting has happened, let me know, and I'll make sure I will get it into the news next time. So let's have a chat about projects, what projects are going on, and what we're, I've been doing. And I guess the first thing I always start with in this section is to talk about, what are the projects that I've shared recently, why were they important, and what, in case you've missed them, what to go back and have a look at. So I guess the first one, which I think I've been trailing for a while, is the Pico PD Pro USB-C PD 3.1 project. So this was using a really interesting RP2040 board that has the capability to control USB-C power distribution. So instead of USB-C being, or USB being a 5-volt supply, which I'm kind of used to it being, and I must admit, I sort of trained myself to think of USB as being 5-volt supply, but actually I can quite happily ramp that up to 24 volts coming into that board. Now, just by commands through the code, which I think is really quite interesting, quite useful. That would be certainly easily enough to start running some, and I can get a good number of amps on there as well. So I could quite happily run stepper motors straight off of that input supply being controlled by the RP2040. This is nice. It potentially prevents actually having to have additional power supplies on a project, and I really quite liked it. So go have a look at that video. Go and have a look at the supply for that. It's an interesting bit of work and has potential for some of the robotics projects that I play with. Probably the ones that are more sort of stationary rather than the mobile robots, because you're going to have a USB supply that is PD aware. And I also have finally got around to doing the official video to tell you all about my new droid project and the new Star Wars inspired droid that I've created. So that was kind of fun, and I hope you enjoyed that, and telling you all about that and the plans I have for that. That's gonna take me a few months to build, and you know, I'm still on my journey through it. It's still the project that burdens the majority of my time, but it's some fun stuff. I also did a project talking about the RM2. I thought I did that. I think that was this month. And the other one that came out. No, I didn't. That isn't that third slide there. A picture is wrong. The other one that I was talking about was the FreeRTOS kernel update, which we talked about briefly in the news. I've talked a bit more around how the repo is organised and how to use that for RP2040 projects or Pico 2 projects. With the robot, with my droid, I've been spending a lot of time playing with these RP2040 zeros. And I really like the RP2040 zero. I think the footprint is really, really cool and really, really useful. I like the fact it's smaller than the Pico. I can get it close to the wheels. I can get it in smaller spaces and things. But the one thing that I really don't like about it is it's got no SWD, no debug port. So you can't just plug your your Raspberry Pi debug probe into it and use it to flash or to trace through my code. Now that's not a problem necessarily in production, or you know, once I've got these things working, because I'm not going to use it then. You know, it's just going to run. But it is a problem while I'm developing, and why I'm trying to test it out working against my own boards and development boards, etc. So what I've done is I sort of created a bit of a fake mimic of making a Raspberry Pi Pico actually fit into the header space of an RP2040 and therefore give myself access to the SWD port. So that's what the Debug Mimic project's all about. Please go check that one out. It's paying it for itself already for me. So I really like it. Oh, there's the FreeRTOS one. I knew I had it there somewhere. Anyway, right. So other projects. So those are the stuff that's out there and you can see already. Of course, I'm working a little bit ahead. I always work a little bit ahead, and I enjoy working a little bit ahead. So the other stuff I have been working on, most of it is around my friend, my Astro Droid, which I need to actually find a name for. And I think I might have. I think I'm probably going to call him RexP. R for robot, E for the constant we all use in mathematics around acceleration, X, and then Pi for, because I'm using Pi for trigonometry and Raspberry Pi kit to build him. So so that's what we're going to do. I'll come back to the questions which I can see being repeated at the end of the video, just so you know. So really a lot of my time's been spent playing with Astro Droid and trying to move him on. I've been trying to add in things like ultrasound sensors for distance to cover off some of the space behind him, and you know, the amazingly amount of time that it is burning just to do simple things like make the actual sensor actually fit properly into the housings, etc. So you know, it is amazing how some things just can take an awful lot of time. So those are the projects, and that's what I'm going on and is going on really. So we've got to the bit where I talk a bit more about the channel and what's going on my channel and stuff. So I guess always start by telling you and reminding you of the release schedule. So every Thursday at 1400 GMT, soon be 1400 BST actually, because next month is, or the end of the month is change of our time in the UK as we get up an hour earlier. So Thursdays are my full vlog and the sort of 20-25 minute, half an hour sort of video deep dive into some concept. Then the repeat of that is a 3-minute summary, comes out on the following Tuesday, and the summaries are now all in short format on YouTube. So they're all portraits, and because of YouTube Shorts being 3 minutes in requirement in length, I'm now having to be really exact and get them down to 3 minutes, which is good practice for me, but sometimes really hard work. And then on Sundays, I'm going to once a month do our live stream. That live stream. And then in between, I will probably try and do some shorts. A lot of those are trying to be insider view of what's going on in my projects, or that sort of thing is where I'm going at the moment. And we're seeing how that goes. Always this stuff is all experiment. See how it goes, see what you guys like, what gets the watches. You know, if you see stuff that you like, please do comment on it, because I take notice of the comments just as much as I take notice of viewer figures. And if things aren't getting comments and they're not getting views, then they're at the risk of being cancelled and me use the time to do something else. So if you like stuff, please comment, because it helps me. So yes, Inside's going to be on him. I wanted to briefly make you aware of a few events going on where I think I'm going to be in person. So coming up next month, well, in fact, wrong order. Coming up on Tuesday, if you're anywhere near the Brighton area in the UK, is Breaking Breadboards, a group I co-founded to talk about just this sort of maker stuff. And that's in central of Brighton on Tuesday evening, starting at 6:30. The details can be found on meetup.com. Go have a look at Breaking Breadboards, and do come along if you're around. We'd love to see you, and I'd love to meet you. Next month in London is the Hardware Pioneers Max 2025. I'm thinking at the moment of attending that on the 24th. So if you're going to be there and going to that event, please give me a shout, and I'd love to meet you. Might actually encourage me to actually definitely get there or not. But yeah, my plan at the moment is the 24th of April, I'm going to go to that event up in London. So if you're there, let me know. And the other date to confirmed in the diary is Saturday, May the 17th, and I am going to be at Maker Central on that day and wandering around. I have a VIP ticket to that event, and I'd love to again meet any of you guys who are at Maker Central. I'm not turning up there with a huge amount of my kit. I'll probably have my badge. I might try and get something else to make me stand out a bit, but yes, I will be there, and I know Dan Makes Things will also be there, and I know that a few other of the smaller YouTubers will be there, and we'd love to meet you all there as well, of course. So please, if you're going to be there, let me know it again, and we can arrange to meet, and that would be great to say hello to people. Please remember, I have my super thanks button on the channel, so that's where I'm taking cash tips, and I'm trying to put it to get more towards getting to a rather more expensive event, which will be the open source event in San Francisco at the end of July. That's still looking a stretch for me at the moment, but that's something that I really do want to try and do if I can. So I'd of course appreciate all your help in getting me there, and I'd of course love to meet you there and see you there too. Again, if you're going to be at that event, let me know. Also remember, I've got all of my Udemy courses are up available around the Pico and ecosystem, and all of those courses giving you lots of more examples and help to more structurally go through learning about this sort of stuff. And I'm on lots of other social media channels as well. Though I must admit, YouTube is definitely my home space as far as I'm concerned. So we get to the Q&A part, and we get to live Q&A. So let me have a quick look through the messages, which I have a horrible feeling are why monkeys can't handle the heat, not answering that. I'm sure you can use a temperature sensor. Kevin, in terms of how the Pico PD Pro implementation handles AVS, take a look at that video. It goes into what the exposed API is and how that works. So that's probably your best bet. And I'm sorry I've not answered your questions. We hadn't got to the Q&A part, but I don't see a question from you, AVG hero. But I'm glad you're a hero of the AVG software. So thank you all very much for that and for the Q&A. Any other questions, do let me know. Of course, as always, I wish you to have fun tinkering. I will set up another live stream for next month. Hopefully we will have less people posting interesting statements that aren't actually questions on the chat, but it's not a problem. We can all focus on the better things, can't we? And I'd love to see some of your projects and know some of the stuff that you're working on. So if you're working on anything around the Pico systems, you know, please do get in touch. Why not join me and let me show you some of your stuff and what's going on, rather than it all just being mine. I'd love to share this time and space with as many of my community as I can. So if you've got stuff, please do let me know. Please do like the video and please do subscribe for more. And until next time, I wish you to keep tinkering. So I'm now going to drop over onto the DevEco Discord server. And if you'd like to join me there, I'd be love to chat to you. And we can chat a little bit more sensibly and talk about some of the Pico stuff or other stuff if you want. I'd be more than happy to. And I look forward to chatting there. So thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye bye for now.